everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a topic that I myself have been wondering about for a really long time. I've gotten a lot of questions at work, from friends, from family, about the differences between these two products. Now, unless you have been living under a rock, I'm sure you've heard of the CLARISONIC from a friend, at work, whatever. If you know about the CLARISONIC, you know that they are not cheap. It is somewhat of a luxury beauty item to have. If it's something you've looked into, I'm sure you have already heard about an alternative called the OLAY ProX. This is a fraction of the price of this. So I'm going to jump right in and explain the differences in depth between these two to let you know what the best option is. I'm just going to state very clearly that this is just my opinion, and I have done extensive research on it, and I do know about skin and whatnot, but I advise you to take some time, do a little more research, maybe try both of these products out yourself and form your own opinion. This is just a question I get asked all the time, so I want to share my knowledge with you. I'm going to start with basic facts, pros and cons, and my final thoughts on each product. And then we're going to compare and contrast the two based off of that and let you know which product I think is worth it. If this is worth $150 or this is, a better option at a 14th of the price, that's probably not correct, but you know what I'm saying. Let's jump right into it. Now let's start with the OLAY ProX. The price of the OLAY ProX is $35. It is going to come with the brush head that is already attached. It is going to come with 2 AA batteries. And it's going to come with an anti-aging cleanser. And this size is 0.68 fluid ounces, a little over half a fluid ounce. So not much, but something. Better than nothing, right? Now these brushes, you do have to replace them every 3 months. They will wear and tear. You want to keep it as sanitary as possible. You don't want to continue to use the same brush head. That is not ideal, kind of counterproductive for what we're trying to do. And you can get 2 of these heads for $10. At least that's what I saw at Walmart. I'm sure there's cheaper deals online, package deals, bundles, things like that. But that is the basic Walmart price. That is a great price for sure. And the cleanser, you can get 6 fluid ounces for $18. Awesome price. Totally great. If this is a cleanser you choose to use with this, obviously with this, you don't have to use the Given cleanser, but if it's something you kind of want to use as a system, I know they have a moisturizer, an eye cream, and I believe a serum, you're more than welcome to do that. The line is actually pretty affordable for what it claims to do. I don't know exactly if those claims are correct. I am just going to be reviewing this one particular product with the cleanser. Obviously, I don't need anti-aging completely. I'm 22, hopefully, so I can't speak to whether or not that line is going to help with fine lines, wrinkles, elasticity, firmness, any of that, anything referring to anti-aging. So that, not what this video is about. Moving on. Just a side note, they also have another set. It's a little more. I think it's $65 or $45. It's $45 for an evening skin tone line, which I guess the serum and the cleanser would be helping with that, because I would imagine that this would help with that in general. Just a deeper clean could help with evening the skin tone, and for dark spot correcting, anything like that, any hyperpigmentation issues or pigmentation issues, that could be handled by a serum separately. And I don't think I saw a serum in that set, so I feel like that's just a gimmick, but I don't know. Again, I did not use it. I am not familiar with it, so I can't speak to that. But just so you know that that is an option if that's something you want to look into. So let's talk about the pros of the OLAY ProX. This is far better than washing your face with hands, water, any cleanser on the market, and a towel. Far better. It is getting that deeper clean. This gives you a really nice radiant glow, for sure. And it feels super nice on the skin. It's soft to the touch, which is amazing. You are also going to get instant gratification. There is nothing better than looking at the brush and seeing all of your makeup, all of the dirt, all the yuck from the day sitting on there. At least I think so. Maybe I'm just gross. So that is definitely a pro. This has 2 speeds. Though the sound is different, on the skin, it isn't too different. So I don't know how intensely the speeds vary, but higher speeds are usually for a deeper clean, lower speeds for a more gentle clean. It does have 2 options. didn't really seem to have much of a difference. But 2 speeds, better than just 1. This thing is super lightweight. It feels like nothing. It's got the comfortable handle. It's not awkward or anything to hold, at least. For sure, if you're someone who likes something not too clunky, this is fantastic. This is simple and straightforward, and I guess it's a matter of preference, but if you're someone who likes a very basic cleanser, but know your hands and the water and the towel isn't going to be enough for you, then this might be a really good option for you. They've got one head, one size, not a million different things to choose from. So if you're simple and straightforward and you don't want any bukkake, a simple and straightforward cleansing brush may just be for you. And oh my god, the best pro of all, the price. Like I said earlier, this is $35. $35. Now we're going to talk about the cons. This does do in-depth exfoliation. I want you to think of exfoliating like a glass of wine. Once in a while is great, like once a week, but every single night, it can be a bit too much. Jumping off of that, I'm going to add on with con number 2. Although this brush is super smooth to the touch, it can still be far too abrasive because of its movements. Rather than going in one direction, this is oscillating, which can actually stretch your pores, and that is not something you want. Although it may look clean and shiny at the moment or after you cleanse, that can really be causing some long-term harm. Just something to keep in mind. This next con, again, is really a matter of preference. Now, it does run on batteries. I am someone who does not like batteries. I think they're a waste of space and they're pointless and you never throw them away and they just all sit around and they're all stupid dead batteries that your mom thinks she can freeze and they can come back to life when it's really just a myth. I think, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that's really a myth or if that's true. But if you're someone who likes batteries and you don't want to spend 20 minutes charging something or any other alternative, then you might really like this. When it dies, you don't have to charge it overnight, or you don't have to charge it for an hour and wait around. You can just go to the cabinet, grab the batteries, plop them right in. Totally about preference, but I wanted to add that in there as a con, but it can also be a pro if that's something you're interested in. Another issue with the batteries, though, is that you have to open up the bottom, which is kind of difficult to open. I definitely broke a nail whilst doing that. Maybe I'm just weak. Probably just me being weak. But it could lead to possible internal damage because you're constantly opening, shutting, opening, shutting, opening, shutting. That to me, I'm clumsy. This is probably going to be by the sink or in the shower. That's water getting into it. And that leads me into my next con, which is that this is not waterproof. Most people that I know of like this in the shower, or like a product like this in the shower, like the CLARISONIC. This is not waterproof. It is water resistant, but it should not be submerged in water. Now to me, that's a little sketchy. I think a cleansing product that is going to be cleansing your face and is in depth, and I think it should be waterproof. That's just me. Some people don't care. Obviously this is selling fantastically, so some people may be like, whatever, I don't need it in the shower, whatever. But if you are using this, I would not recommend in the shower. Just something to be careful about. Also, if you're opening and closing it constantly, definitely don't do that in the shower. But I think I don't really need to say that. You should just know that. Moving on. Now, I know I said this was super comfortable holding. The buttons are on the back, though, so it is a little awkward to be switching the speeds. I don't know, it's just not comfortable for me. Again, that could just be a preference, but for me, I just don't think that's very comfortable to be washing your face and dwiddling your thumb around to find the speeds. I have found myself turning it off. That's just something I wanted to throw in there. Just something little, but something that could affect you. Who knows? And the last con is, again, going to be a preference. Like I said, this is very simple and straightforward. Now, I told you about how that could be a pro. Now I'm going to tell you how that can be a con. This does not have crazy bells and whistles. It is basic, on, speed 1, speed 2, off. It is not timed. There is no bright lights. There are not different types of heads that I'm aware of, except I believe the set I was talking about may have a different head. But this is very basic. Turns off when you want it off, doesn't shut off by itself, doesn't have any timed intervals. The brush heads are very, very basic. There is nothing incredible about them. But if you like that, if you're someone who just wants simple, plain, I don't want all the extras, yada yada, that's totally fine. Just something I wanted to mention again as a con, because for me, I like a little pizzazz. But you might like just basic. It'll do the job. So now that we've talked all about the Olay Pro X, I will let that sink in. And we're done. And now we're moving on to the CLARISONIC Mia 2. The shirt says it all. Now we can move on. Now again, we're going to start off with the basic facts, breaking down the price, what's included, yada yada yada. Now if you are familiar with the CLARISONIC line, you know that there are multiple CLARISONICs to choose from. There is the Mia 3, there's also one for the eye to allow your serums to go in a little smoother, I believe. And there's also the Mia 1, which is just the basic 1 speed, which, again, if you like simple and straightforward, that might be for you. But this is the only product from CLARISONIC that I will be comparing today to the Olay Pro X, and that is the Mia 2. Now the CLARISONIC Mia 2 can be found for $150 at Sephora. I'm sure you can find it cheaper online, or maybe they'll have deals at Macy's, whatever, but that is what this goes for regularly. The CLARISONIC Mia 2 comes with the brush head, which is already on there. It comes with the charger, which is magnetic. I promise it's magnetic, I swear. There, see? It comes with the CLARISONIC cleanser, which is 1 fluid ounce, a travel case, and a drying top, which is super important because it is going to allow the bristles to dry properly. If they do not dry properly, then that can cause mold and yuck, especially if you're leaving it in the shower. And that's with anything, with any type of bristle like this, especially when they're dense. That's also with the Olay. Another reason why you should not keep that one in the shower. Just saying. It should be mentioned that you can find the Mia 2 in sets for the same exact price. And that's exactly what I did. For $150, same price, I got the CLARISONIC Mia 2, the travel case, the cleanser, and a few Supergoop products. They have multiples. I know at Sephora at the moment, at least at mine, there is a garden party one that comes with the CLARISONIC soap, something else. I don't even remember what it is. Oh, an extra brush head. You'll get an extra brush head, which is fantastic. There's also one with a few Boscia products with the cleansing oil, a moisturizer, and a radiance head. That is worth it, especially for the same price. Like, who cares if you even like the cleanser? Like, it's free. Just take it. It's free. In my case, I got the Supergoop sunscreen with SPF 30, an anti-aging eye cream with SPF 37, ooh, a mint fusion lip balm with SPF 30, oh, that sounds wonderful, and a sun-soothing mineral sunscreen with SPF 40. Beautiful. That is so nice. I'm sure you could find sets online for the same type of deal where they got extra goodies going on. Macy's, Sephora, Ulta, whomever that has it. Look for those sets. Hold off for those sets. Maybe ask if they have sets coming in for like Mother's Day, Christmas, some sort of special. It's definitely worth it. Moving right along into the pros. This CLARISONIC, this little thing here, my little minion CLARISONIC, this will clean 6 times better than your hands and water and a towel. Amazing. Just like the Olay, I don't know what their claim is, if it's 6 times better or if it's 2 times better, but I know it's better for sure. This claims 6 times better, and they do have some pictures here. This is the skin before. This half is after you cleanse with soap and water. This half is after you cleanse with the CLARISONIC. So super cool, right? Cleans better than your hands, obviously. The big difference, and another pro, is that the CLARISONIC pulses. You can hear it. I don't know if you can really see it because it's pulsing. It's got different vibrations. And moving on to the next pro, see that beep? That's when you're supposed to switch. You start here, you move down to the cheek. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then it'll go beep, beep. I believe it's 30 seconds. I think it's 10, 30, 30, 10. I think. But yeah, it beeps, beep, 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 beep. Then it turns off on its own. And it's got the LED light on it, which is another pro, but I'll get to that in a second. It makes it super easy, totally thought-free. I really like it because you never want to over clean. Like, I feel like with something like this or the Olay Pro X, you could overdo it, and you don't want to overdo it. You want that perfect amount of time. Granted, I will go back into my nose area for another 30 seconds, I want to say, just to really suck up my blackheads. I don't know if that's doing too much, but right now I'm really not seeing a problem with that. And other areas of my face, I really do stick to the time that it gives me, which makes it super easy. 1 minute face wash, yes please. Also, because it's so gentle and because it's pulsing and because it's really getting that gentle clean but still potent, your serums, your moisturizers, any products you follow with afterwards are really going to be taken in that much better. And you know how I was talking about the buttons on the back and how uncomfortable and awkward that was? This, super easy, and the buttons actually are different. They have a different feeling to them, and they're different, way different sizes. Like, I can definitely tell that this is for speed and this is for power. So I'm not turning it off as I'm changing speeds, which is not good. Throws off the whole cleaning rhythm. It is waterproof. Waterproof, waterproof. Keep it in the shower, throw it in the pool. Don't throw it in the pool. Don't do that. But it's waterproof. Big pro for me. Should be a big pro for you, especially if it's something that you will be using every day. Now, the LED lights I was talking about, they pop up when it's powered on, it pops up when the battery needs charging, and it pops up when it's charging. You'll see it kind of blink. I think it's super cool, so that's going to be an added pro. Fancy lights. Who doesn't like fancy lights? Aaliyah likes fancy lights. My favorite pro of all is the multiple brush types. There are some people out there who need a deep clean, but they have rosacea, or they have psoriasis, or they have eczema on their face, and even a soft bristle brush like this might be too much. There are multiple options. There is one for those of you who have super sensitive skin or dry patches but still need to get your face super clean. There is a Luxe Cashmere, I believe it's called. Super soft. It feels like an angel's butt. It is beautiful. I do recommend that for you, or if you just like a nice luxurious scrub, totally fine. I get it. There's normal, there's deep pore cleansing, there's acne cleansing, there's delicate and sensitive, and there is radiant. There's one for men, which is more so for shaving. If that area is patchy and it's not as smooth as it can be pre-shave, it's going to help with that. Also, when you've got last week's mashed potatoes stuck in your beard and obviously soap and water isn't cleaning it out, your Clarisonic special brush head will do that. So that's fantastic. I think there are a few more. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting them. I will link all of the different types down below with the names above them. Now we move into the cons. And the first con and the biggest con, if you're not a bazillionaire, the price. It is steep. It is really steep, and it's a hard pill to swallow. It really is. But I took a few things into account. Batteries are expensive. Batteries are expensive. Do they run out every day? No. But they are expensive. That does add up. This comes with a charger. For me, that was worth the price. The next thing that justifies the price for me is the pulsing technology. You are really paying for that. That is really going to almost shimmy out all of the dirt and debris under the skin, rather than overly oscillating on the skin and really stretching it out, which can cause more harm than good. I can't stress that enough. Really just not something I think is a good idea. Is it better than hand washing? Of course, but I definitely think that if you decide to go with the OLAY ProX, very rarely use it. I think maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. But that's just my opinion. Again, that scares me. I feel like my skin would scream. Also, this is kind of clunky. Like, it's definitely not as lightweight and easy to maneuver as this one. This one's almost like top heavy, which is kind of annoying, but like, I mean, it's not a huge con for me. But I wish it was something super small like this, which they do have an option. It's like cut the stick off. It's like this. It's like a super small bullet type of Clarisonic, but it's also like $30 more. But it's, if you travel a lot, it's good for that. But I mean, I feel like this is a lot more convenient than holding it like that. That's weird to me. But it is an option if that's something that interests you. The last con, again, is a preference. If you like all the bells and whistles, you love the LED lights to let you know when it's time to charge, when it's charging, when it's on, things like that, when it's in pause mode, and you like the pulsating technology, and you like the wide assortment of heads to choose from for your specific skin type, I think that you'd enjoy this. If not, if you like simple and straightforward, then this might be a little overwhelming for you. So now that we've compared the two, I think you can sense where I'm going with this. I love the CLARISONIC Mia 2. I really do. I think it's worth the money. It has cleared up my blackheads. It has helped with my acne. It has been very gentle on my skin. I was nervous. My skin has never felt better. I'm excited to wash my face morning and night. I really do love it. I highly recommend it, but again, I also want you to do your own research. Try them out. Really, that's what they have returns for, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, give it a go. Start with your Olay ProX. If you don't want to just take the full plunge into the CLARISONIC Mia 2, start with this. See how your skin likes it. I would give it some time. Be very careful. Don't use it in the shower, things like that, because I just, that scares me. Like that, can you see the rotations? That just doesn't seem nice to me. That doesn't seem nice to my skin. So I go with this. Goodbye. Goodbye. We don't want you. Now, this isn't to say that the Olay ProX is going to make your skin freak out. If you're having good results with your Olay ProX, by all means continue to use it. I am not telling you that you need to get the CLARISONIC Mia 2. In no way. This is just my opinion. Also, this is not sponsored. CLARISONIC does not know who I am. Olay does not know who I am. This is just something that I get a lot of questions on at work, from family, friends, like I said earlier, and it was something I was curious about. I wanted to see the difference. I really want to play around with both to make sure that my investment was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments if you've had great success with either of these, what your favorite brush heads are, horror stories about either one. I want to hear all of it. I really do, because I like to research and to learn as much as possible. So definitely share your information with me down below. If you guys want to see more comparing and contrasting videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you want to hear more of this soothing voice, see more of this face, subscribe. It was great hanging out with you guys again. Bye.